Thank you for picking up the sticks. This is episode 84, he said confidently.
I think you're right.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's 84.
All right, very good. I'm glad to be right. I am Myke Carnett. To my right, Myke Steak Carnett.
Oh, what's going on?
To my left, Art Scratch and Sniff Rosian. If I were to scratch you right now, what would you smell like?
Where are you scratching?
Player's choice.
Oh, that's even better.
Let's see. Anywhere that's not like covered in deodorant will probably just smell like stress.
Desperation and fear. That's what it is.
I spent the whole day with my kids, so it's all stress and desperation. There's no fear there.
All right. So I we just talked about this a minute ago, but there's gonna be another shorty because again,
it is 84. You're correct.
Yes.
I knew it. I was just testing everyone else. This is gonna be another shorty because there's really no more news still. Like nothing else has really come up that's worth discussing. So we're gonna kind of go through our normal stuff, and at the end, I talked about this last time, but I'm gonna go through. I played it. I basically cataloged 3-ish hours of Dream Surfing in Dreams, the PlayStation 4 exclusive game. Awesome. So I'm gonna kind of go through what that was like and what I think Dreams might actually be. I might have figured it out. At least I haven't.
I was just saying, I don't believe you.
And next you're going to tell me what Death Stranding is. And I know you're full of shit.
Do you see that thing?
Joke's on you. It's already in Dreams.
Yeah, right. I think that's one of the few ones I haven't come across yet. I've come across all kinds of knockoffs of all kinds of games, but that's not one. Did you guys see the Game Informer thing, where it's just like they did like the randomly generated, or like they did like the predictive text preview of Death Stranding?
No.
Where they just they would start a sentence off and then just do the predictive text as it went, and it was just like, sure, that works too. It was really funny.
Probably quite accurate.
As good of a guess as anything else.
Yeah, it was really clever. All right, Steak, what you playing?
All right. So a couple of the newer games. So I've been diving more into Bloodstained. The game itself is fantastic. I am officially on hold until the patch comes out. I've had a couple of hard crashes now.
I know they said that they were going to get into it with both feet, trying to get this thing fixed.
Yeah.
But did they give you any kind of like roadmap or
timeline?
They
did. They released a Kickstarter update. The Xbox Live patch just went live.
Okay.
So that one just went live. The Switch one, I believe, what was the date I saw? I think it was July 15th.
The last thing they said was they pulled all their resources from whatever else to focus on the Switch version.
Yeah, then there was a Kickstarter update that we got a few days ago that actually gave more aiming dates or whatever, that their dates they're aiming for and what their target dates and what they're fixing and in those updates and everything. So the Xbox one I know did go live today, the day after recording this. But the Switch one, I believe, I think it's next week. I think they said by July 15th, they were hoping to have that going. So I'm going to hold off a little more on that. But the game is excellent. I just want it working. I just need it working.
Yeah. That's all someone can ask for.
Yeah, but the game itself is
I really feel as though you're asking too much here.
Yeah, I know, right? Yeah.
To get a working product when you pay for one.
Oh, I'm so tempted. Now that the Xbox fixes out, to go just buy the Xbox version. I'm really tempted. But we'll see. And another game, the other game, newer game I've been playing, that I don't want to get into too much because I want to talk really in depth about it when I'm done with it, and that's Judgment. I am about a little over 8 hours in. I am on chapter 2 of 13. It's so good. To give you a heads up, a little preview there. It's so good. It's incredible. I think I kind of mentioned this before, how the first chapter is really diving into how, yes, it's Yakuza studio, yes, it's in the world, but here's how it's different. And the more I'm playing it, the more I'm this is not Yakuza. This is not even though the similarities are still there, it's not
are you happy with that, or is it
absolutely
just just different?
Hands down, it's this is great because it's I still know the world, but it's totally different though at the same time. It's just there's still certain spots where it's oh, I need to go here, and I'm I know where that is without even looking at the map because I've played the Yakuza series. Great,
that's pretty cool.
So I make my way over there, but at the same time on my way over, I'm wait a minute, maybe I'm not going the right direction. It's a few things are a little bit different than what they are in the Yakuza games. But no, so far it is just so good, and the detective stuff is awesome. So now that I'm in chapter 2, I've got side detective cases and stuff where I'm at my agency. I can go to the billboard and like see people who've requested things and stuff. Nice. So which is really cool. But yeah, so it's so good. I really highly recommend checking it out. And then, so to go back into a couple of the old, so my Final Fantasy VII is progressing quite well. I am 17 and a half hours in now, which means I've gotten past disc 1. And thinking about this, I don't know if I can go through this in the remake with the pivotal scene at the end of disc 1. That's good, man. It's still tough to go through, and it's like, man, I don't know if I can go through that with looking realistic.
You'll have like 9 years to recover before the next part comes out. So
I was gonna say it's gonna be about 10 years before that part. We get to that part.
So you play when it comes out, you get traumatized.
Yeah,
you spend like half a decade recovering. And when the next one comes out, you go back and play the first one again to refresh yourself and get traumatized again.
Yeah. That sounds about right.
I'm still very upset about that whole thing.
Yeah.
I really am. I don't want that. I know that game is going to sell like gangbusters, and I don't want that to be a thing that other studios are going to do. Where it's just like, we'll give you a third of something for full price, and then we'll figure out the rest later.
I know. That's why I'm still really curious to see what it's all going to end up
So
being.
are they. So other people are making the game.
For sure. But even just this first part, with this whole first part's going to be.
So are they.
So I was like, yeah.
I'm joking there, I think.
I hope. But yeah, so it's just, and then after that too, like into disc 2 here, it's like there's some scenes that I'm like, and I know this is like we're gonna be ways to get to this, but it's like I can't wait to see this, like when like Weapon first shows up.
Yeah.
I mean, it's Final Fantasy. Everyone knows Weapon's in it.
Spoilers.
Yeah, whatever.
Spoilers on a 20-year-old game.
Yeah, but like that whole scene with Weapon and everything, and it's just like, oh, like that's gonna be super crazy. Like even if they just do it like exactly how it was done in this, but like modernized, like the modern graphics, everything. I'm like, oh my god, this is gonna be insane. Like just going through it, just like it's making me very excited more so for the remake. And then. So everyone has been talking about it on Twitter, and everyone's like praising the hell out of it, and I could not overlook it. So I have dived back into Final Fantasy XIV.
Oh Jesus!
The MMO, and I actually totally forgot how freaking good it is. It's so good. It's a really good MMO. Like I don't feel like I'm playing an MMO when I'm playing it. Like that's what makes it.
That's
so
the mark of
good.
a good one.
Yeah.
You don't feel like you're playing.
Yeah. So that is super helpful. So since it's been years since I've played, and everyone says like I know everyone's saying like the Shadowbringer stuff is like incredible. I started from scratch because I'm like I don't remember how to play this. I don't remember what to do. So I just started a brand new character from scratch. It's nice because they got 2 different subscription levels. So they've got standard and entry. Mm-hmm. Standard, you can have like a ton of characters and all this other stuff. Where entry, you could save $3 a month and you only get 8 characters, 1 per server. And I'm like, well, I'm only going to play with 1 character anyways. Yeah, right. So instead of the $15 a month, it's $13 a month. So it's like, all right, save a couple bucks, whatever. Like that's kind of nice. I only play. I mean, it's. You got to invest time into this. So, but God, it looks great. It plays great. It's so like all the missions are very interesting. Even the early missions, like so a lot of this, it's like your typical beginning of an MMO, like fetch quests and go kill 3 of this and 4 of those and all that kind of stuff. Yeah. But the world is just so interesting, and what's really cool is what they've added now too is, and this is going to be helpful, and I think this is what's going to keep me going and get me further in, is now you can hire NPCs to do dungeons with, so you don't have to team up with people. You can actually go through the game by yourself now, and I hear that they're actually like somewhat competent as well inside. Like I guess they don't have any AOE, but it's like it doesn't make a difference. Like once you get like, especially for me, I'm playing as an Arcanist, so it's like I stay back anyway. So it's gonna be great when I get to that point. So it's like, all right, great. I'm gonna hire a bunch of warriors, go do that while I'm flinging spells from the distance.
Meat shield attack.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, just get their attention while I'm actually doing my magic stuff. Because that's the only problem is early game being at like any type of magic character is always difficult. So you have very low HP, very high MP. We're going 1-on-1. It's like, oh yeah, okay, you can probably get them down to about half a health, and then once it gets to half the health, then they're on top of you, and it's like, all right, that gets a little more difficult. But I got a nice, cute little Carnbuckle to cast arrow for me, and then also take some of the weight off of me. Yeah, my character's name is Steak Beer Lover.
Yes.
It's pretty awesome.
I just want to say, prior to the name there, I understood like 3 words of what you said.
Fair enough. Steak Beer Lover is progressing quite well. I think I just hit level 12, and that's only with honestly like about 2 days of playing. So, yeah.
So did they have any kind of like ramp up like double XP type of thing, or is it just how it is? Like you get XP that quickly?
They've got some boosts.
Okay. I know they like because like here's a new expansion.
Right.
So
yeah.
Double XP weekend.
Right. Yeah. They don't have that right now because it is a brand new right now. So they want everyone to kind of experience it because the big thing with this is also expanding from level 70 to level 80 is the level cap now. But with mine being a lower level, that's I've noticed I've gotten boosts. I've gotten like here and there, like I get like 10%, an extra 10% or an extra 15%, and I have some items too that can help me blow up a little faster too. But I think just because it is like a initial start weekend, and they didn't want to. Like, all right, here's double for everybody kind of thing. I'm waiting for one of those events, so it's like, all right, cool, I'm definitely going to jump on. It's like, all right, well, here's my chance to catch up a little bit. But diving back into that, it's just like, oh my God, it's so good. So pretty much been bouncing my time back and forth between that and Judgment. So it's like, all right, jump into Final Fantasy. All right, it's like, all right, I'm going to do about 5 missions. I usually sit like 5 or 6 missions, and then I'm going to go, because you can just play that forever. And then it's like, all right, then I'm going to go back to Judgment. So
very cool.
It's been fun.
Nice. Everything?
Yep.
All right.
Yep.
What you playing?
Old stuff. I finally platinum Rainbow Six Siege.
Hey.
Wow.
Once they deleted the glitched trophies out of there, it was a piece of cake. And I platinumed it in the cheapest way possible. I downed a guy. But the last trophy I had to get was kill a blinded enemy with a flashbang. I downed a guy, flashbanged him, and killed him.
That's okay.
No one knows.
Worth it.
I mean, they know. But like, no one would have known.
I don't care.
Got the trophy.
I don't care.
Yeah,
totally worth it.
I saw him get the platinum trophy like on the PlayStation. So I texted him via PlayStation Network. It's like, so are you finally done playing this game?
About that.
I think he was playing the game when I texted to him.
I didn't see the notification until the next morning. New things I played. I started playing Far Cry 3 Classic Edition.
Oh, nice.
It's a Far Cry game.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's really not much different gameplay-wise or gameplay structure-wise from if you've played 4 or 5 or a New Dawn. It's, big bad guy, charismatic, outside of that, you find someone you meet who helps you along, and you kill animals to get skins, and it's a Far Cry game, which is fine, because that's what I wanted when I booted it up.
100%.
Outside of that, I played the Borderlands 2 DLC. Commander Scarlet and whatever the hell the rest of the name is. The
Chamber of Secrets.
No. Played through it, pretty much mainline the story. There's some side missions we didn't do. It took us about 2.5 hours. We were overpowered for the enemies we were fighting against, so it probably would have taken maybe another hour doing the same story mode with accurately leveled enemies.
Does anything outside of the story itself? Does anything else carry over into Borderlands 3? Have they announced anything?
Not really. I mean, the story basically it accomplishes 2 things. It tells you why Pandora's fucked, basically, like why you're not there anymore, and it reintroduces Vaughn into the world.
Okay.
Vaughn is the nerdy guy from Tales from the Borderlands.
Right.
And he's like a cult leader or something.
That's right. That's how that ended.
But yeah, you when you flee Pandora, you end up meeting him in his camp, and
that makes me want to play exponentially more because I love those characters.
That's as soon as he popped up, I heard it it was just a voice off screen. I'm like, is that Vaughn? Yes, it's Vaughn. But yeah, you go through there and. The thing that happens with Pandora, some new big bad guy comes in and takes it over, and he's got zombie gas or some shit.
Right.
And so the only new enemies you're fighting are these zombie-like things. I really hope that Borderlands 3 isn't just half zombie game. I don't think it will be because you kill that guy at the end of the DLC. But it tells you like what, like here's the vault key, here's how you lost the vault key. So it kind of gives you that bit of lore if you care about that in Borderlands, and it tells you how Pandora went to shit, and that's pretty much it. It was for a free DLC. I was more than happy to sink 2.5 hours into it. I'll probably go through and play it again on an appropriate difficulty level, and do the side missions and stuff. But I'm in no rush to do that. I'm not sure I'd pay $15 for it now that it's actually charging money for it.
Right. I feel like that's like anyone who would have wanted to play it got in.
And it's one of those things like I'm like, there's not a lot there. I mean, it's a DLC for a 6-year-old game.
Right. Yeah.
I mean, I wasn't expecting a 20-hour DLC.
It's only pretty impressive that they did that. Even.
Yeah. I mean, they could have just done like a half-hour video online.
Right. Yeah.
Or a series of smaller videos since the attention span of people is
6 minutes. Studies say 6 minutes. Anyway, go ahead.
No, that's all I got.
All right. Dang near nothing for me. I've been playing a lot of Dreams, actually.
What?
Yeah. The only thing that's not Dreams that I played just a little bit of was the Shape-Shifting Detective, which is the new full-motion video game that came out from that same company who makes all the other ones. I think Late Shift was really good. That's still my favorite one. This one I only played for like an hour. The premise is really cool, though. But the Late Shift was cool because it was more like a movie when you're making decisions in there. And then the last one was just like you talking to another character, and this one also seems like you talking to another character. So I think budgets have gone down since Late Shift.
Or ambitions.
I don't know. Well, it's with this one. Well, because like the last one, you actually had to type in all your questions, right? So like that would be that's like impossible in a movie. This one is you are a shape-shifting detective, and the way you can shape-shift on people you've already met. So like you have a list of people you're interviewing in this hotel where there was a murder, so you're trying to figure out who it was. And after you meet somebody, you can shape-shift into them and then re-interview those same people again, but you're appearing as the other person. So you're trying to get like more information, see who's like trying to find the lies and things like that. I guess but as I only played for an hour, crashed on me twice. Not a good sign. But I'm interested enough to get back into it at some point.
Cool.
So that's all. That's really literally that's all I got because I actually been playing a fair amount of Dreams. And we'll talk more about that later. So, Steak, what's coming out next couple of weeks?
All right. So, a new release that we missed last time that I was going through the eShop and the Switch. Dream Daddy Director's Cut is now on your Nintendo Switch.
Did you get on that?
No, I'm good.
Director's Cut, come on.
Oh, my God.
Does it have a goofy name?
Switch
It's not
is
just
doing
a
it
director's
all.
cut. Like,
There's some kind of
there's a pun in there
weird.
somewhere.
I'm sure there is. Yeah, I can't think of it. So there's really only two big new releases coming. On July 12th, Dragon Quest Builders 2 for the PS4 and Nintendo Switch.
Hate that game for irrational reasons.
And on July 19th, Marvel Ultimate Alliance 3, The Black Order for the Nintendo Switch. I'm
Please
so
be
pumped.
good.
So pumped. And then we've got your PlayStation Plus games for July. A quick switcheroo last minute, which is so odd. Detroit Become Human, the digital deluxe version.
It's Dad Rector's Cut.
I knew there was a dad joke in there somewhere.
Thank you. Thank you. The digital deluxe version of Detroit includes the soundtrack, and you also get Heavy Rain.
Yes.
Which is crazy.
The best game from the Crying Dream series, and was surely really been the highlight of this one.
Yeah. So that's pretty crazy.
Wasn't Heavy Rain like a PS Plus game
within
the last year?
A while ago, it was.
But I think
that
not the
beyond.
PS4 version was. I think
it was.
Oh, was it really?
Yeah.
It
was right before Detroit came out.
Yeah.
No, I bet you're right.
Because I have both of them on my PS4, and I'm assuming, and I didn't buy them, so I'm assuming.
Either way, if you missed that, get this.
If you missed it, then there you go. Yeah.
And Detroit is a fine game.
Yeah. But yeah, that took the place of PS 2019 at the very last minute, which was kind of a weird. And even Konami was like, "What the hell?" kind of thing. So that was interesting.
I feel like that was some kind of like licensing weirdo. God knows what actually happened, but yeah, it was like the day of.
It was the day of. The day of that it went live. Yeah, they switched it. So that was really weird. I don't know. And then your other game is Horizon Chase Turbo.
Horizon.
Which actually though,
Horizon blank.
That's hinting. But I actually heard that's a pretty decent arcade racer.
Okay, yeah.
So, worth checking out probably. And then your Xbox games with gold for July. July.
This pertains to me again. Go ahead.
Me too, actually.
For Xbox One, from July 1st through the 31st, you can download Inside.
Which you absolutely should do. I've talked enough about Inside on this podcast. It is a wonderful game. Please go buy it. Or download it, I guess.
Yeah. And then from July 16th through August 15th, Big Crown Showdown. And then for Xbox...
What is Big Crown Showdown?
I have no idea. I didn't get a chance to look it up.
I'm on it.
Check it out. And then for Xbox 360, which is also playable on your Xbox One, from July 1st to the 15th, Castlevania Symphony of the Night.
Very cool.
So if you've never experienced the classic, go get it. It is fantastic. And then this game is actually one of the better Disney movie tie-in games. Meet the Robinsons from July 16th through the 31st. When that movie came out, I don't know why. That movie got me. I was obsessed with it. I love that movie. So I think this is when I was unemployed. Got the game, and I actually enjoyed it quite a bit. So,
Big Crown Showdown sees friends become foes as they compete in 4-player local and online multiplayer combat set over 3 wacky worlds full of medieval shenanigans. Avoid perilous hazards. Engage in frantic fights as you attempt to knock your opponents off 15 crazy courses in the ultimate battle royal. So it's a 4-player...
arena
sumo fight.
Yeah.
Love it.
And then your Xbox Game Pass on July 4th, Middle Earth: Shadow of War was added for PC and Xbox. My Time at Portia for PC and Xbox, and Undertale for PC. And on July 11th, Blazing Chrome for PC and Xbox. That's like the Contra clone.
Oh,
It's they showed it off during something. I forget what they showed off during, but it's basically Contra. Dead Rising 4 for PC and Xbox.
I almost just bought that game too. For once, it's working the other way.
Time Spinner.
If it's an Xbox game, just wait.
I know.
Oh yeah, pretty much. Time Spinner for PC, because I'm not sure if the console version is out yet for Xbox. That's a game I got for the Switch. It's kind of like a Castlevania type game. Like it's super cool. So if you're PC, check it out. Unavowed for PC. I don't fucking know.
Okay.
And Lego City Undercover for Xbox One.
That's a very, very good game.
And I've heard great things about that. It's always start cheap.
It's so good.
I always pass on it when it goes cheap. And yeah, I'm super excited to finally check it out.
Grand Theft Lego.
Yeah.
It's Grand Theft Lego, and they put like a bunch of like really like subtle movie references and all the cutscenes. And then like in the very first cutscene, like, you play as a detective, and then you have like, the morning meeting for all the detectives, and it's like Columbo and like all these detectives from like TV and movies and all these people you recognize. It's
that's awesome.
It's super charming and a good game too on top of that.
I'm super pumped to finally play it because I've looked at that forever, even back when it was on the Wii U. But I heard about all the loading issues. And I'm like, all right, I'll pass on that. And I've seen it dirt cheap for Switch all the time, and I'm like, oh, I got to bite the bullet one of these times. Perfect. I'm glad I waited.
Extra. That was the news. It's so weird. Like, it's been
a lot of make up news. Like,
it's
no, it is really weird.
The stuff in the news is stuff that's not really worth wasting our time talking.
Well, I was just gonna say, yeah, exactly, and that's the thing. Like, even with after E3, because that first time after E3, it's like, oh yeah, I get that because there's so much was going on, but it's like now it's like, all right, we just start talking about something. Like, I'm kind of surprised.
All right, perfect time to talk about Dreams then. All right, so, I got it's the early edition of Dreams. It's $30, PlayStation exclusive, made by Media Molecule, the people who do Little Big Planet, and what was that racing game from back in the day?
Mod
Nation Racers. Yes.
Oh, so good.
So, and Tearaway.
Back.
So they're used to creation tools and things like that, but this is really a game engine that allows people to make games and publish them. But not just publish them. Like, when you go into a dream, you can actually, you can play it, and then you can pull assets off it if you want to make your own thing. You can remix it, so you basically take the entire game and then you just remix some things and republish it. And anything that the original artist, designer, musician touched shows up in the credits of your game automatically. I did not get into any of the creation tools or anything like that. What I wanted to do with this segment is just do that dream surfing, which essentially is me hitting shuffle on I think they call it the Dreamiverse, and just like they just throw games at me, and it's super quick.
Okay.
Like, So, and like when you hit a game, when you pause it, you can give them a thumbs up, a thumbs down. You can go back to the beginning of the game or go to the next game. And like you are in and out of those things literally within a second. Like it like fades out into this bubble thing and you fade right back in and you're playing the next game. So it's super quick. So you're constantly being fed games.
Okay.
That's always good. That's always good.
It's great.
It's just in and out. There's you're not waiting for a load time every time you switch.
Yeah, that's kind of nice.
And like I was kind of alluding to earlier too, like I did this like 2 or 3 hour run where I kept track of everything, but I've jumped back into it like 2 or 3 times.
Yeah.
I still haven't even touched a single tutorial or creation tool. I got to a level 6. And I'm for I don't know what that means.
Yeah.
But
level 6 of what?
I don't know. I'm a level 6, but they tell you like
you're a level 6 dreamer.
I'm a level 6, and I think they call me like a player because I'm actually just playing games.
Player or creator, probably.
It's like, but I think there's like just creators, but I think there's musicians, things like that. So like you can rank, like you said, the more you rank up in terms of like a musician, like your stuff becomes more visible. People can contact you more to get your music or level design or character design or whatever it is into their game. Me just as a player, I'm just like a massive play tester, just dicking around more or less. Anyway, dream surfing. I took notes. I kept track of everything. This is like an old school like live blog of doing dream surfing.
We'll just have you live tweet it next time.
Some of these things I'm only in for like seconds at a time too. Like I stopped keeping track of the ones that were made by Media Molecule because I felt those are the most polished ones.
Sure.
And like I want to get more like the user created ones.
Yeah.
Some of these were made, but some of the early ones here were actually designed by Media Molecule. So all right, let's jump in. Very first thing I jump into was called Dark Dungeon, and it was just a video demo of a dungeon, high quality, Dark Souls inspired. That was it. That's when I learned that it's not just games. The very first thing I got, it's gameplay. It is demo concept stuff. It is an art piece where it's just like a 3D picture that you just watch and listen, music, it's videos, it's all kinds of stuff. So like all this stuff is constantly changing and you never know. Again, it's like you hit the next button and God knows what's going to come up.
Okay.
Next one, a game called Hammer Panic. Hammer Panic was actually made by Media Molecule and was super fun. It was supposed to be a multiplayer game. They didn't have AI built into it. So it was basically just me and you had these 2 little hammers that are mechanical. So like you're walking around and they just keep hammering different things, and it's like little Mario Party games. So and it's like you go head to head. One game was just like how much stuff can you break, and you would just constantly like re-rolling plates and rolling light bulbs, and there'd be nails sticking up, and you could walk up to and hammer down, and things like that. And whoever did the most won. They had one where they just threw a ball in the middle of it, and you try to hammer into the guy's goal. They have one that was really cool. It was kind of like Don't Break the Ice. Like the old game.
Nice.
And like if I were to like hammer one down, it would do the whole row.
Okay.
So like you were trying to like line your guy up with the hammer and do that thing. It was really neat and really well done. And one of the things I did like about this as the Dreams system as well is when you're going into it, you can follow the creation of the game as it goes. So you can go back into it easily because there are thousands of these things out there,
right?
And a lot of them are not great.
Yeah.
So like having like a quick playlist of like here's what people have done, and it's really neat. And I got about 5 or 6 of them I've saved so far. That was one of them.
So you said that one's multiplayer, or
yes.
It's meant to be. So like so is that like? Did you experience multiplayer? Is it local? Is it just random people can jump in, whatever?
As far as I know, it's only local.
Okay.
And like there's a lot of it that actually gave me the option to have AI on or off. I'll get into some of those later. Okay. This one didn't have any options. It was just like I was basically just playing against no one.
Right.
But it was I can imagine that game being super fun playing like that. Okay. So the next one was a game called Ramp 3D. You would just jump onto a skateboard and then you would just let it. This long, windy, super long ramp. That's all it was.
Okay.
Next one was a game called Curiosity. Curiosity was a walking sim. Super early on, you were playing as a robot that looked a lot like Pathfinder from Apex Legends. I don't know if you guys know that, but it was like a robot, and you're just walking through from A to B on this one. But it was very gray but large. Like the space that you walked around with was very, very big. Walking around was a little janky, but again, I mean, it's what it is. But it was more like a tech demo of like this is like a proof of concept of what we want to do in the future. Yeah. And like most of these games actually do have a note either before or after saying like this is step 1 of our project. This is just tech demos. This is just proof of concept. Like there's a lot of different variations of it. This one looked cool, but there wasn't much to it. Next one was a game called Prometheus. It was a first-person shooter. the number one, and this is where I had my first big complaint with Dreams, is when you hit the pause menu, there's no like control scheme. So like, so the people who create the game have to like either put like a lot of times they just use a touchpad. As you press the touchpad in, and you would get like the controls would pop up. A lot of times they would just like show it to you at the beginning of the game, and once you start moving, it would go away, and there's no way to get it back. So like there's like again that could be game design type stuff, or like and trial and error and trying things out, and that could be part of the feedback that they're getting to fix that kind of thing.
Yeah.
But I think like when you hit the pause menu, it's the Dreams pause menu. It's not the pause menu for that specific game, so you're not really getting much. Like even if I like inverting controls, even if I put invert controls as my default on Dreams, some games don't support it.
Got it.
So
those are my kind of games.
I would say no games you supported.
Mutants. But Prometheus was like it was a super rough first person shooter. Yeah. It was one of the ones that they had highlighted. I feel like this might have been one of the earlier ones, but it was fine. Book of the Dragon. This one was cool too, but super short. It was just a wheel puzzle on the front of a book to unlock the book. So you had to like move. There's 3 different rings. You had to move them all to line up to make a picture. Book opens. Like, oh, that was really, and it was super pretty. Like it was very polished. Like it looked great. And they opened a book, and it gave you the first couple pictures of like the dragon story, and then like that was the end of the demo. Fuck, I was hoping like it would open up to something new, and then open up to keep going into more and more puzzles as it went along. But I came across another one of that guy's games.
Jesus, man,
3 hours. I came across another one of that guy's games, and he said like he's going to take that book and this other game and put it together in something much longer. Later on.
Very cool.
The next game I played was a game called Working Portal Gun. And I wrote here, kinda. It was just like a checkerboard room with some like angled walls on there that you could do the portal stuff on there. But the portal was just like a green dot and a blue dot. It wasn't like you couldn't see through it to the next one like the normal one was. And it worked like 90% of the time, which is super impressive because I can't even imagine like what goes into that at all. Yeah. But yeah, that was that. Next one was Kokiri Forest, which is the Ocarina of Time opening level. Someone recreated it.
Okay.
They made not original music, but they remade the music from there, and you could walk around in the environments. This is the point where I realized that the games that work best in this format are games that don't include human beings, because they just walk funky, and it's like all the humans walk the same.
Yeah.
And there is a little bit, not really motion control, but like there's a cursor on the screen called your imp, and that's how you like highlight things. That's how you move around, but you do it with the motion control of the controller. And when you're playing as a human being, like every single time I'm like moving around, I can see my guy's head like bobbing and weaving, just like Sackboy.
Okay,
yeah. I don't know if there is any protocol to have like a human character that doesn't do that, because in all the games I played that involve a third person human, that was there. And it was pretty much funky for all of them.
That's annoying.
It was kind of annoying.
Yeah.
But Link was just he was definitely
possessed.
He was totally lonk in this one. Like he was, it was just like, and his arms and his legs are just all nothing. Nothing looked right. I think this is when I stopped doing the Media Molecule games. Oh, there's 2 of them. So there's Vector Majoris, which was a space flight fighter pilot game that were just taking out 5 or 6 enemies in this, and they had just like in previous media molecule games, you can find the little orbs that have like assets in them. So like as I'm playing through these games, like I can find orbs, and those assets would be in my catalog, and I can use them in games I want to use too. So that's like that's like the meta game that having in Dreams is like these collectibles. It looked good. It played great. But again, it's made by Media Molecule. They've had this tool for 6 years.
Right.
Next one was Starry Night. So you wake up in a room. This is first person. You walk over to the window in the room, and there's some absinthe on there. You drink it, and then you look out the window, and the environment turns into Starry Night, the painting.
Okay.
Looked really cool.
Nice.
But that was it. Like and that was literally all of it. Feral.
So really quick, when you're jumping in these different games, so when you finish a game, does it give you does like an option come up saying like go on to the next stream, or does it just kick you straight in? It just like it ends and then.
There's sometimes when I walk through a door and they say I'm in a new dream.
Okay.
Because like the level ended or like the demo, whatever it is, and just like boom.
Okay.
Right
So
the next one.
but that little thing always happens, so you at least know you're now in a new game.
Yeah.
Technically.
That's like the loading screen. So even in games that have like loading screens in it, it's the same bubbly it's a bubble like load screen, and it goes back into it.
Okay.
So when you do that, when you hit the end of a game and it just puts you in the next one, is there a way to go back and like vote on the thing? Okay.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you can always go back or forward, and you can like go multiple back and multiple forward. Yeah, for sure. And then again, I mean, there's not really like the thumbs up, thumbs down is pretty much the only rating system I see on there so far, and you can put comments and things like that. But yeah, I try to do that as much as possible. The next one, the last medium molecule one I put on here was Ferovium. I don't know. It was a side-scrolling spaceship shooter, like Ikaruga type of thing, but sideways. That was actually really well done because it was like you had a super fast ship and you were moving all over the place, and there were individual. It looked like space station pods that were each individual ones that had guns on top of it. Once you knocked out all the guns, that space pod would actually fall away, and you could actually see it fall like all the way into the planet that was like in the distance. So like when you die, you go back to the beginning, you see all the ones you've taken over time. But again, made by Media Molecule. The next one is Paddle Extreme Ultra DX Final Mix. Pong.
Love the name.
It was Pong. But it was you can play with 2-player or AI, and it actually it worked great. It was Pong. They had 8 different filters on it, but you can actually look at it would do like the old like green paddles if you wanted to do that. It made it look like it was like a tube TV too. So like there was a bunch of different was a bunch of different filters you can put over it, and the music was really cool in this one too. So even though it was just Pong, they focused on other areas.
It was Pong with music.
Yeah. With music and like different. Yeah, it was really well done.
That's awesome.
And very like neon. If you can tell it by the name, it was just like it was constantly.
Yeah.
Next one was Solid Gears Are Metal. It was Metal Gear Solid VR missions with really dumb soldiers is what I put on here. It was again. It was a human problem again, right?
Yeah.
Where it's just like. I could lay down, I could sneak, and it was so weird. And the enemies would only see you. They had like a cone, like a light cone that was in front of them, and they would I would be here, and like the cone would be here, and you wouldn't see me. Like it was a thing. But that was one of the games too. Where like I got to the end of the level and I was just like into the next stream. I'm like I thought I was going to the next level, but apparently not. The Encounter was the next one. This one was super polished. This one looked really, really good. There wasn't much to it. It was another walking sim. But you were in a space station with a kind of like a little robot drone thing talking to you, but it was all text. And like it was just getting to the point. It's like we gotta go. So I'm running through these different environments. You can kind of start seeing something was going wrong, and then that was the end of the demo. So like again, it seems also that the really, really high polished stuff, the realistic stuff, doesn't have much going on. Like I saw one that was like the super realistic first person shooter, and it looked great. Like you were on a rainy street, the gun was like looked really good, but you couldn't shoot it. There's nothing for me to do.
So it was really a first person pointer.
Yeah, and it was a walking sim when I was holding a gun though. And it was really well done, but there wasn't much there. It's my last page.
Congratulations.
Thank you. Nope. I went backwards. How does this thing work?
Oh, God.
There we go. Next one. This one was super fun. I actually played it twice, and then went back into it when I was playing again later on. It's called Battle Tops. 4-person. It's just like those. It's tops with blades on them, and you're just trying to get the other tops out of the level. And the level vary. There's like you're on a hot air balloon, so you're trying to like basically knock them off of the hot air balloon. The other ones where like things are falling, so you got like not only like avoid the end of the level, but things falling on you. The way you move is you gotta hit the X button over again to keep spinning. You stop doing that, you'll slow down. If you tip over 2, you die.
I was gonna say, do you actually control anything, or is it just like you spin your top and there it goes?
Yeah.
So I'm pretty sure that's a game I played in like extended care after grade school.
Yeah, it was. So yeah, you do control them, and just 3 other tops on there, and so you're basically just trying to first 2, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 wins, like however you set it up. But it was pretty. It was fun. It was intuitive. Like it worked. It worked great. It had a start menu. It had like it was one of those things. Like some of those things, like some of you just jump into the game, you're going. Some of them actually had a start menu and different things.
Cool.
The next one. Oi, you, what you looking at? It's a drunk fighting simulator.
Oh, fantastic.
And it works. That was the best use of humans I've seen. Because you're already just like all over the place.
Fantastic.
And I don't think I hit my guy once. It was this AI who was just pummeling me to death.
That game had a VR option.
No.
Isn't there a VR game called like Bar Fighting or something? Bar Fight Simulator or something?
Yeah, there is.
The next one I played, someone recreated 60 to 70% of PlayStation Home.
Oh my God, no.
Yes. And as someone who spends far too much time in PlayStation Home, both the early where it was just like a room where you couldn't do anything, and the later when you actually can do stuff. Jesus. It was the later one you could actually do stuff, where they had like the seaside apartment, and you can actually interact with stuff. You can actually move pieces of furniture around. Mm-hmm. Then you would go out into the main square. You can go into the bowling alley. They had bowling there that worked. Kind of. Like you would... There was no score.
That was the best part of PlayStation. Yeah. Was the bowling.
But it was like you go into the bowling alley, there'd be no billiards, there'd be no arcade games. It was just that. It was the architecture of it was really well done and really captured like the vibe of the place. But
that's pretty cool.
Yeah, it was neat. It was totally neat. Next one. This was the second best game I played. 2D Jack. It was a Super Mario like game, but with the level.
This is a new genre, Mario like.
Yes.
Yeah. It played just like Super Mario, but it had the level design of like a Sonic game, where you can go ahead with multiple different levels. You can go through, and it had like hidden stuff, and you can. And
nice.
It felt like a lot like that. It had 3 or 4 levels, totally playable. You can collect 100 coins, and when you collect 100 coins, the whole idea was there were the hidden coins, and then they had the hidden orbs, like a lot of the games do. Yeah. And the idea is just getting to the end of the level with as many of those things as possible, and you would like grade you on it. It played real fun. It handled great. It gave like the multiple options really had some real challenge to it, but it felt like legit platforming. Like I said, it felt like a Mario game. It was, again, even though you're on a 2D plane, it was a 3D character. It was like they used like cubes to build him, so it looked like 8-bit but 3D.
Yeah.
It was very well done, and that was the second best game I played by a large margin. I played all the way to the end of it. I spent a good half hour on this game alone, just getting to the end of it. So yeah, I totally enjoyed that one. Followed up by Toilet Sim, where you sit in a toilet and fart and pee, and that's it.
Game of the year.
Then this was the.
Did you find it to be an accurate simulation?
No, I said the same weird human being part of it, and I was sitting down to pee.
Fair enough.
The next one was Demon's Penance.
Is the character male or female?
No one knows. It was
dangly parts.
It was. Never mind. Demon's Penance teaser was just like a artist rendition of something that might be a game later on. I don't know. Next one was Dogs Run. It was a 3D platformer where you play as a dog.
Okay.
And you run.
And you collect coins, and you get to the end of the level, and you're trying to find each level. You're trying to hunt down where your bone is, and the bone's always like it's like in a hidden area in this level. And there was like 5 different worlds in this game.
Oh wow!
There was a ton to it.
Right off the bat, you lost me. The collecting coins. Come on, like change the color and make them tennis balls. Make it brown up. It's a piece of kibble.
That would have been good.
Yeah, there's a lot of coin collecting in these games. I've noticed. And all right, last but not least, it was the best game I played. I played this game for over an hour.
Jeez. And
got all the way through it.
Urinal Simulator?
It's called the delightfully named Marvelous. Marvelous, again, I jump into it, and it gives me the Green Hill Zone, like, level design and like the graphic at the very beginning. I was like, oh god, it's a Sonic game. And I played a Sonic game later, and I was like, it was bad. This one, it has like it's like a furry blue ball, so it looks like Sonic, but it plays more like Marble Madness, where I'm controlling the marble, moving it around.
Okay.
This game was so well designed. There were power ups that you would gain in each one of the levels. There was 4 different levels. The very first power you get is like to illuminate, and once you illuminate, when you're in the second level, if you illuminate in certain spots, you actually get like a black light, and so you actually know where like some of the hidden treasures are, because there's treasure chests in there, and actually some of you like which way you go. In the later levels, it actually tells you how to solve a puzzle. another power is they have the double jump, and then they have another power which makes you heavy. So like to begin with, it's just like you have the ability to push buttons down because you're heavy enough to actually to press the button that you're rolling on. But I was like, I wonder if I can go to water and see what happens. I go into water and whoop, get to the bottom of it. Like I got heavy and I found all kinds of coins and secret stuff and all kinds of stuff. But the game played great. Like it had the best level design out of anything I've played. Because I mean, with that puzzle mechanics, like you really need to get like the player gets to A because they need to get to B to get to C, and each level gets more and more complex. But they don't really but they really make you use all those powers, and when you get to the last level to get through it, like you really need to really think about what you're doing in order and what all your powers are in each individual piece of the level. In a game where you're like, a marble jumping around to you, you would figure it'd be frustrating. And yeah, I fell off the world a few times, but like there are plenty of save spots. And every single time I would get to a tough spot, I always feel like I was right back to a save. So I never was discouraged, be like, oh, fuck this, I'm done with this game.
Yeah.
It had so many, it felt like, it really felt like someone who has made games in the past and really trial and errored like this somewhere else. But the whole game had a whole Sonic vibe. Like even like the save points were like the pole with the red ball on top of it. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, but it really made you really kind of it really made you look into the nooks and crannies of each single level to get to more coins, and each you would open up the treasure chest to get like more of those orbs. So I have access to a lot of it because I played a ton of the game. But man, I wish it had if it had 15 more levels on it, that could be on the Switch immediately and be for like $5-10,
sure.
And I would not have a single issue buying this game. It was so much fun. It was definitely the best use of it. But again, no human beings, things like that. Right. So it was like that's really where I was at with that. So that was my 3 hours. Now, like I said, I've jumped in like 3 or 4 more times. I've played 4 different Super Mario 64 clones that are just bad. I've played a Spider-Man game. I've played I played a PT, which was pretty good, but I just played actual PT.
Right.
So. But I'm really impressed by the overall variety of things you can do. I'm impressed by what people have done so far, and I just think I think if a lot of these people just put like more rounded edges on like the actual game itself, where they have like a start menu and things like that, I think that a lot of these experiences would greatly increase in terms of just overall quality. But again, I don't know if someone just got the game. I don't know. I don't know the full history of these games. Go ahead.
Dreams is still in beta or
early access is what it's called. Beta. Yeah, it's $30 right now for early access.
Paid beta.
When the full game comes out, you get the full game, no extra charge or anything like that. So when they're just going to be putting a story mode into it.
Have they put a release window of any kind in this game?
Nothing. Yeah, nothing.
This game has been talked about since like the PS4 launch.
Yeah. It was like the first thing they showed.
It's gonna be a PS5 game.
It was one of the So what would you say would be like? What would be like kind of like the ratio of good to bad that you kind of play throughout this? Because this concept is really neat.
Yeah.
Like when you're talking about it, it's like, oh, it's kind of cool flying through. It's like, all right, if something sucks, that's okay. At least you go fly through and stuff like that. But at the same time, I'm thinking, how much of it is this also like kind of a waste of time though? Like, you know what I mean? Like, I don't want to send them to bed.
Yeah,
no. Because like you're saying, like, that was like, just so how do you feel like the ratio kind of was?
I feel that now that I kind of know what I'm doing too, I know I don't know if I know what to expect. If my like overall like opinion has changed on the whole thing in terms of like what I guess my standards have lowered a little bit too. Okay. But overall, I think that is probably like 30-70, like 30 like this was totally worth my time, and 70 like whatever.
Got it.
But I also kind of know that in the first couple of minutes of me playing it. Games that I didn't put on this that I've really enjoyed and saved. Like there was someone made a Rock Band clone, and it's more like Amplitude and because it's just buttons, which is really really good. There's something else I really played. Oh, there was one that was like it was a 3/4 up view puzzle game. It had the best moving humanoid thing I've seen so far, where it didn't have the wonkiness, but like I feel like that everything from waist up just didn't move. It was just the legs. So I don't know if that's a fix for it. That one was like a multi-tiered puzzle game. You're trying to get A to B, and anybody had to like move this box to here, activate this, throw the thing there. And it was one of those type of things. So I feel like, but a lot of stuff I was just like meh about too. It was just like, this is just an art piece, or this is just a demo. This is, you know what I mean? So it's just like, I in terms of like games that are like, I mean, I don't know how many games I would consider finished on this either.
Well, and you also said like within the first like couple of minutes of playing, sometimes you already know like, all right, this could be garbage. Like, can you jump ahead?
Oh yeah.
So you don't have to finish. You can jump ahead.
You hit pause and you just skip forward right away. Okay. So you don't need to get to the end of all those things.
Yeah. Okay.
Is the only option at this point to do the dream surfing, or is there like a most thumbs up list that you can go to?
They have the dream surfing. They have like a curated list of like, these are our most talked about. Either these are picked by Media Molecule, or these are like the most upvoted in our community, whatever it is. They have a monthly contests, and those winners get highlighted for like, and it's like a theme. It'd be like fireworks. Sure. Or it'll be whatever. It'd be something very simple. And then they highlight the top whatever games are in that list, games or art pieces or whatever it is in that list. And those are voted on by the community and Media Molecule. So if you want like something a little more curated and you want to like just look for something, you can also just search for stuff. Okay. Like you can just hit a search thing in there and it'll come up with something. So there's a lot of options on there, but this is just like this is video game slot machine. You know what I mean?
Sure.
Like when it's good, I don't know if I get just more brain juices because I got a good one, and I didn't anticipate getting a good one, and I got a good
jackpot.
one. Yeah, exactly. So like I don't know, they have something to do with it too, but like there are a lot to it outside of just the just a dream surfing. And like I said, I haven't even scratched I haven't even touched the tutorials or the creation or anything like that yet.
And that's kind of what I'm curious about too, is the creation, because it's one of those things where sometimes those things are just so intimidating. Like, like Little Big Planet, that got intimidating.
It's like, a lot.
As basic as that is, that was intimidating. Like, I can't even imagine.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. Did you guys see the thing on Twitter? The guy that recreated a DualShock controller in Dreams, and it looks photorealistic. Like, it's ridiculous. Like,
it's nuts.
I can't imagine like what that took to do.
Yeah,
that.
and like I said, like the photorealistic stuff looked really good. Like there's another one. It was just a lot of those. The realistic ones are just like, allow you to either like free roam through it, or like they'll have set cameras to like really zoom in on stuff. And I had one, it was like a subway station, and they really highlighted like the lighting effects, and the lighting effects are reflecting off of like puddles in the ground and like cracks in the ground. It was just like, whoa, like this looks really good.
Right, yeah.
So like, but again, it doesn't really do much.
Yeah.
So like, but we're also talking about 2 months. And, we know how long games take to make.
Yeah.
So, like, the simple stuff. Like, I had another one today. It was just, like, I played way too much of this game today where it was just, like, remember the old Madden training where it was just, like, up, down, left, right, A, B, whatever it was? Like, it was, like, it would just give you a list of...
Oh, what was it called? It was Coach something.
Yeah, I don't remember what it was. I don't know, you look it up. Yeah. But it would just give you like a list of prompts, and it would tell you like it give you your accuracy rate, and it would give you how many buttons you are pushing per second, and it's just like I gotta get below 2.
Right.
Just like dumb stuff like that, stuff that you would never ever buy, but I mean it was totally fun to play for the 5-10 minutes I played it. Right. So like. I guess, no, we talk about value propositions a lot on this show. So we talk about $30. Like,
how do you feel about that?
I feel fine about it, honestly. Yeah. And I feel like it's only going to get better from here when people get more time with it and people polish the things. Because, again, like the projects I really enjoy, I'm following now. So, like, when they add new things or if they do or don't add new things. Coach Rogers. 100%. So, like, when they add new things, like, I'll know that they added new things. I can go back into it, experience the new stuff and whatever it is. So, like, it's kind of... It is a completely unique experience in gaming. Like I can't think of anything like anything else where it's just like you are in the middle of the world's biggest game jam that's just constantly happening. So yeah, I'm really enjoying it. I think it's totally worth $30.
And you said when the full release comes out, you get the full release for that $30, right? Okay, and then what was I gonna say? And right now it is available to anyone, right? As well.
Yeah, they were talking about some kind of like limited.
There was like a weird thing for a while. Yeah. No. Okay.
I bet if you went and tried to buy it right now, I bet they'd let you.
Okay.
They would gladly take your $30.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. I was just curious about that because I remember them talking about that, and I was like, oh, I wonder how that kind of works now.
But like I said, this is my last. I'm done talking about Dreams for right now. But like my last point is something I feel like I've been missing is like that quick in and out type of game. So like if I'm just like either I got 20 minutes, like I can play one thing, I can play 4 things, I can play skip through 7 things. I don't know. So like it's kind of nice, just kind of throw it on. You're right in it real quick, and then you play a couple things, and if you like it, save it and play a little, get more in depth with it later, and go from there. So there's a lot to it. Like I said, it's a completely. I don't know where it's gonna go from here. Like it's just that's kind of the exciting part of it too. And like you never know what's gonna pop up, and you never know what the theme's gonna be, and God knows what Media Molecule's story mode on this thing's gonna be.
And that's the thing that intrigues me right now, because like everything that I am playing currently is not that drop in. Like it's like no, I gotta, if I don't have an hour to play, like what's the point of like jumping in like right now? So like it's kind of, I've been thinking about that lately. I'm like, God, I miss having something like that. So it's definitely intriguing in terms of that.
Yeah. So what else you got?
Is it possible all the wonky human stuff is just a long con to get gang beasts into everything?
Oh God, I hope so.
Oh my God,
it'd be so much fun.
Jesus. It's Game Piece. Is there a version of that in
I'm
Dreams?
sure there is. I'll search it. Honestly, I think it'd be a fun thing to do. Like,
I need a VR version of that in Dreams. That's what I need.
Just by your head.
Yeah.
Wild all over the place.
There's been a sudden uptick in neck injuries among VR users.
It's fine. I'm okay with it.
That'd be a fun thing to do too. Just like search stuff and just see what comes up. Like God knows, like how many Metal Gear Solids clones. And there was one I came up with earlier today.
Search for Overblood.
Ooh man, I had a really bad Resident Evil one, but it had like the PlayStation like opening, like when you like turn it had that like it was really cool, awesome. And the game started. I'm like, this is really bad.
Oh, you put all your time.
You started off good.
Yeah.
That was a great start, but we got to work on that.
And now someone else can make a game and just rip that intro part.
I've seen that intro part like 2 or 3 different times. So I think that guy ripped it from somebody else.
Right. Oh, probably, yeah.
But you get credits for it. All right, that's all I got to talk about Dreams. But I check it out. I think it's a neat experiment, and it has the potential to be something much bigger than it is right now, and as fine as it is right now. So I think it's $30 well spent.
Cool.
That's all I got to say about Dreams. But that's our show. That's all we got, guys.
That's it.
We haven't talked about the next one yet, so we don't know what we're talking about next time. So there we go. All right. So thank you for joining us, and we will see you next time, Stickheads.